of President Obama and the Democratic Party with these midterm elections, elections that weren't even thought to be close or not even on the radar months ago or even a couple weeks ago. Decidedly Republican. Even Pat Quinn, the governor of Illinois, folks. I mean, it doesn't get any more Democrat than Illinois. He actually was one of the few guys that asked the president to come campaign with him. He got defeated by a Republican, which is absolutely stunning. You watch MSNBC, Chris Matthews, Andrew Mitchell, just absolutely stunned with what happened in Illinois and across the nation. The president months ago said, I might not be on the ballot, but my policies are. And every Democrat, essentially passed out when he said that and ran as fast as they could away from this guy. And they couldn't run far enough away because of what happened. GOP takes the Senate, which has implications for us as investors and traders, because they're going to put Madam Chairwoman under the spotlight here. A lot of Republicans have a lot of problems with how the Fed is operating nowadays. Expect a full audit of the Fed, along with some other potential targeting of the Fed, and also Republicans probably going to try and ease some areas of Frank and Dodd, that financial regulation. Businesses, obviously, if you believe the political memes out there, Republicans, quote, pro-business, Democrats, anti-business. Of course, the truth lies somewhere in between. I don't believe either of those things. The bullish case can be made, but the president, in order to pass laws, the president has to sign them. So here we are with a divided Washington, Republicans owning one end of the street and the president owning the other. Problem with this, though, is that the president, with, quote, executive orders, can, even though a lot of us might find a lot of that unconstitutional, we can talk about that over a beer. The Republicans are certainly going to pass through or attempt to pass a lot of things that might help businesses. Corporate tax rates. Corporate tax rates in the United States are some of the highest of developed nations, period. When you have Warren Buffett, who used to be President Obama's main man on taxes, I'd pay more and everybody has to pay their fair share. Well, he buys Tim Horton, Burger King and Tim Hortons get together. Where do they move it? Out of the United States to Canada. Why? Taxes. And, so they haven't rolled him out anytime recently to talk about tax policy. So hopefully we see some relief on tax policy, looking at Apple's billions, over 140, it depends on the math you use, maybe 140, $150 billion sitting overseas that could be sitting here in the United States. So no matter what part of the aisle you're on, corporate, taxes should be taken a look at, especially when, me as a small business owner get shellacked at my regular income tax rate. And you got companies like, GE that didn't pay a nickel, or Facebook in any federal taxes. So definitely need to see some reform there, and we'll see what happens. But, net, folks, welcome to Gridlock. As the confetti fades here, I don't really think anything gets done, but it'll be interesting to see the next 2 years how the president acts, especially with today being the first day of Hillary Clinton's presidential race. We're going to see how quickly she runs away from the president as well. Ending Q3 earnings here, and don't listen to the financial media, folks. It was a swing and a miss, okay? 70% beat, Whiz. Well, when you can't hit the ball over the net on Wall Street, you lower the net. Or you sandbag. You underpromise and overdeliver. So earnings season was not as good as the cheerleaders and the financial media will lead you to believe, and it's not getting better anytime soon. Did see a little ray of light this morning with the ADP jobs numbers. 230 print. We're looking for 214, but then ISM just came out a little while ago with a miss. Looking for 58.2. We were down at 57.1. Tomorrow, big day over in Europe. We have an ECB meeting. We'll see what Mr. Draghi has to say. We'll get weekly unemployment claims here. And then Friday, obviously, the all-important non-farm payroll and unemployment rate and average hourly earnings. The chairwoman will be speaking on Friday. It'll be interesting to see what she has to say. Looking at some good trades in our weekly options model portfolio, we have an Apple bull put spread to 108, 107, which is essentially flat right now at halftime here. We have potential $2,000, $2,100 profit there. And CMG, we were trying to leg into a bear, into a iron condor. I didn't get filled on the bull put spread, but I got filled on the bear call spread to 650, 652.5, which is looking good right now with Chipotle pulling back $4 here after a little pop the other day. So there's a potential, to see, maybe $3,000 in potential gains in our weekly options model portfolio this week. Okay, so good stuff going on here at T3 Live. I'll be back from Napa Valley tomorrow. I'm going to be working with Verizon out there on the West Coast, so I'll be up bright and early West Coast time to knock out our sit rep here. So happy hunting. Make sure you hedge and have a great rest.